As basketball has spread throughout the world, the desire to learn the arts of the game, such as the jump shot, has spread with it. The lesson's an old one. 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration.
Any place on the floor that I got an opening, I wanted to be able to score from. So to do that, I had to spend a lot of hours on my own, just repetition. If I was going to practice the jump shot this one particular day, 300-400 jump shots meant nothing because I was going to be out there 2-3 hours. I never had a problem of being by myself on the basketball floor. I had a very vivid imagination. And the one thing that I could do was imagine I was always in a game, and a particular shot was the shot that was going to win the game, and I would practice that over and over again.
Great shooters will have this characteristic in common. They will all finish so that their hand is directed right at the basket, and the ball comes off the fingertips in reverse spin. And if you look at it in slow motion, the great shooters, as the shot is released, that ball just rotates nicely straight at the direction of the basket. Jerry West had absolute great shooting form, plus being the competitor that he is, he wanted to take the tough shot and had unbounded confidence that he could make it, and therefore frequently did.
2 seconds, 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it. West throws it up and makes it.
It is like dance and ballet, but dance and ballet while you're being defended and someone is trying to prevent you from taking the next step. Now that's different.
The one thing that I really pride myself on is being able to get inside a player's mind, so to say, and I think that's one of the most significant things that you can do.
You want to be the man. I mean, you just want to beat them physically, mentally. Once I beat them mentally, I know I can beat them physically.
It's incredible the influence that this player has on the game. Great defenders have such an impact on the game that it's every much as important as the great shooter who's knocking down his open shots.
It's just, this is my territory. And what I mean by the territory, I think it's like pack dogs and wolves, lions. They have their territory, and this is mine, and somebody's gonna have to beat me to take it.
They've been going at it since the first quarter.
Don't come on my turf. As you know, you grow up in the streets. It's like, it's my turf. Hey, this is what you gotta take me. So that's the little subtlety that I like.
Defense attracts little of the attention and shares none of the glamour of offense. It's bumps and bruises, desire and discipline. The defensive player comes to work. Though most of that hard work, cutting off angles, decreasing percentages, goes unnoticed down in the trenches of the game, defense can rise to spectacular heights. All these modern-day masters of rejection are the spiritual descendants of William Felton Russell, who introduced the block shot as a weapon of intimidation. A man of immense pride, Russell defended his basket with a ferocious intensity that approached an art form.
This is a hot, hot game. So many dying hearts away. Come put your hand into the flame. Gotta shed the skin, gotta break the shell. Hey!
Wilkins left side, they knock it away. Stock steals it. He's done it all.
If the block shot is a tool of intimidation, then the steal is the great demoralizer.
Kentucky with their hands full. Wildcats bring it down. Bobby Joe steals the ball. Here comes Hill. Hill in close. He scores.
Its impact is as much psychological as it is statistical. There's no greater humiliation in basketball than to be stripped at midcourt for all the world to see. For the masters of basketball thievery, the art lies in subtlety.
A lot of times when I steal the ball, it's premeditated. I've lulled a guy into doing something that he's been doing the entire game, so he feels comfortable doing it. But now at a crucial moment in the game where a turnover will mean something, then I come up and make the steal.
The skill of the basketball player, especially today, is such that it's virtually impossible for one player to stop another one-on-one. The offensive player has too many skills. So if you don't have a concept of helping on defense, you can't get the job done defensively. So defense, in order for it to be successful, depends on team play.
Offense in basketball is I, me. Defense is we, us.
Don't let him duck in. Let's start defending. Let's go.
Here it is, right here. This hand functions. It happens to have 5 fingers, which is the same amount of members of a team, 5 teammates. And if one of these fingers are down or injured, you can't tie your tie, you can't do many of the normal daily functions. So it's important that these all 5 fingers work together.
The Detroit Pistons. No team in recent memory has better exemplified the sharing blue-collar ethic demanded of defense than these back-to-back NBA champions. These hard men were willing to take on tough individual challenges, yet they knew that their real strength lay in their ability to work as a group.
We're not isolated atoms, floating around in hermetically sealed units. We're really part of a whole community. We're part of a whole city, part of a whole country, part of a whole human race. And you get a little feeling of that in a very intense way in a sports event, on a team. And you never forget it for the rest of your life. That's what human communities should be like.
Dr. Nismism would have very much appreciated the fact that a combination of teamwork and individual performance was required. The great teams in basketball have both extraordinary individual talent, but you don't win if you don't play in the team concept.
First thing you got to teach him that he has to decide, is he going to play for statistics or for the team? Once you establish that you have to play for the team and that the main thing is winning, then you tell him, but in order to win, you still have to get the best statistics. So actually you teach him there is something more than statistics, but you cannot forget them. You got to have them. Otherwise, you are just, a cheerleader on the side.
The team that really wants to play together, they hide the team's weaknesses. They hide their individual deficiencies, and they magnify their strengths.
When you're together, you have to know that you're together. I know that I can rely on every guy on the team, and they know they can rely on me. I'll work for them. I'll help them. I'll, recover and do their dirty job. They'll do dirty job for me. And
community is best when it's in action. To be truthful, it's beautiful that they can cry and feel the tears about it and hug one another and kiss one another. On the other hand, community is not a set of feelings. Community is acting together. It's having your backs up against the wall, enemies coming from all sides, fighting off the whole barroom. That's community, when you can rely on people.